So many guys think that to be cool, you have to be born with some special ability, or that you have to inherit $1 million so that you can buy a cool car or live in a huge house. But these are nothing more than myths, and right now, you already have everything that you need inside of you to be cool. The trick then is bringing it out, which is exactly what you are about to learn. Now, before we hop into it, let's just be realistic here. There are some guys out there who, for whatever reason, are able to make being cool look incredibly easy, but what you have to understand is that these men are the outliers, meaning they're far outside the normal, and they are not like you and I. Now, it is possible to emulate these men, but at the end of the day, your ability to be cool lies within you and not in emulating somebody else. Now, in today's world, the media and other people largely influence what is supposed to be cool. So you'll see a guy wearing a specific type of cologne or driving a certain type of car, and the media might also tell you to wear certain types of clothing or to hang out at certain places if you want to be perceived as somebody who is cool. But the truth is that doing these things might never make you cool, and the ability to be cool cannot be bought in a store, and instead it has everything to do with how you think and how you behave. So if you want to be the coolest guy in the room, don't make mistake number one, which is following the latest trends. These days, millions of men are influenced by what they see on social media or TV. And if they see lots of guys wearing a certain type of shoe, then there's a good chance that they will jump on that trend and buy some of those same shoes. People also do this with certain brands of clothing, and women follow trends even far more often than men. Now, guys who are cool are able to make themselves stand out, and they are able to be unique, and a huge part of doing this is simply not following the latest trends. In fact, if you look closely enough, you'll find that trends are actually started by the guys who are really cool, and not by the guys who follow them. So if you want to be cool, simply don't follow trends, and instead, be the guy who makes them. Now, next up is mistake number 2, and it's being a people pleaser. Few things will make you uncool faster than being a people pleaser, because when you're always changing things about yourself, like your beliefs, your opinions, and your clothes just to please other people, you will come off as fake, and a guy who is perceived as fake is the polar opposite of cool. Now that we have the 2 biggest mistakes out of the way, let's jump into some simple tips that are actually very effective at making you a cooler guy. And first up is number 1, which is believing in yourself. If you look at pretty much any guy on the planet who is perceived as being cool by a lot of people, what you'll find is that he has an unshakable belief in himself. And the definition of cool is a guy who is certain of himself in the face of uncertainty, meaning he fully believes in himself and his abilities. Now, obviously, this sort of belief in yourself doesn't come easy, because if it did, then everybody would just be super cool all the time. So the key here is to practice trusting and believing in yourself in situations where you are typically uncertain. And the more that you do this, the stronger your belief in yourself will become, and you will begin to naturally come off as a cool guy around other people. Now, the second easiest way to become a cooler guy overall is to have a purpose. Notice how I said purpose and not a purpose for your life. And the reason I said it like this is because our purpose for our life tends to change every few years or so. But if you want to be perceived as a cooler guy, you must have some kind of purpose right now. Now, obviously you're not James Bond or some other cool guy from the movies, but you might have noticed that the one thing that all of these guys have in common is that they all have a purpose. And for some of them, it's saving the world and getting the girl, or it might just be saving the world. But whatever it is still an important purpose. Think about it like this. Without purpose, there is really no meaning to anything. Imagine playing a game where there is absolutely no purpose and you're just wandering around a blank screen. That would get pretty boring in the game, and the same thing happens in real life. And when you have a purpose combined with a strong belief in yourself, other people will perceive you as not just cool, but also incredibly attractive. Now, next up is the third thing that you can start doing right now to become a cooler guy, and as simple as it sounds, it is simply being yourself. And although many guys tend to overcomplicate this, it is actually very easy to do. Being yourself simply means having confidence to be who you really are around other people, rather than trying to be fake. For example, imagine you're at a party and your favorite song comes on. So what do? If you choose to be yourself in this moment, then most likely you will start dancing to the song or something. And choosing to not be yourself in this moment would involve acting like you don't even like the song because you're too embarrassed about what people might think of you if you were to break out into a bunch of dance moves. Being yourself is nothing more than doing what you would do if nobody was watching, and behaving in ways that are true to your beliefs rather than worrying about what other people will think of you. So the next time that you want to do or say something, but don't because you're too afraid of what other people will think of you, choose to flip the script and do it anyway. Being yourself is simply not being fake around other people because you fear being judged by them, and it is allowing your unique personality to shine through in everything that you do and around every person that you come into contact with. And doing these simple things will make other men respect you more and cause females to find you far more attractive, and when combined will make you a much cooler guy overall. And with that said, until next time, thanks for watching.